everyone. I am Hillary Platt, and I am an early member of the go-to-market team at OpenAI. It is great to be here. So in my role, I advise companies across Europe, Middle East, and Africa on what is possible with AI, from internal productivity and operations to building new AI features in their products. The landscape is moving very quickly. Today, I'm going to dive in to what tends to hold companies back in AI and how the most successful teams are moving faster. But before I do, I want to just give a little bit of background on OpenAI, first starting with our mission, which is to create artificial general intelligence that benefits everyone. And the way that we bring this mission into the world is through the following operating model. So at OpenAI, we have two engineering teams. We have our research team, and we have our applied team. So our research team, you can think of those computer scientists in a room basically making computers do things that they've never done before. Then we have our applied team. So that's the team that's actually taking these models and turning them into products, turning them into ChatGPT, turning them into our APIs. And then, of course, we want these products to actually matter to our customers. And so that's where my team comes in, the deploy team. And we are going into the market, we're talking to customers, and we're getting their feedback. And I think one thing that's unique about OpenAI is that AI is all that we do. So we're able to have a really close feedback loop between our deploy team and between our research and our applied team. So I should take a little bit of a major step back, not even a little, a major step back to the beginning. We think of AI as new, but it actually goes back decades. So the Turing test came in 1949, which asked this question, can machines think? In 1954, we had the IBM 704, which was running some of our earliest machine learning. A couple years later, John McCarthy, he coined the term artificial intelligence. Then there was this robot excitement in the 1970s. We had a bit of a boom and a bust, where it was the next big thing in the 80s, and then everyone kind of gave up and left the field in the 90s. Then we got to the 2000s, social media, and we saw that AI started to work for some narrow things like feed ranking and recommending who to follow. Then in 2015, there was this group of crazy AI scientists, AKA my colleagues, who got in a room in San Francisco and said, OK, I think we can actually create artificial general intelligence. And for those of you who are not familiar with this term, it's basically AI that can understand, learn, and perform any intellectual task that a human can. Everyone ignores these researchers. But then the experiments actually start to scale, and we see that with more data and more compute, the models are getting more intelligent. So we have GPT-1, GPT-2, and suddenly these crazy AI researchers don't really seem so crazy anymore. So in 2022, we launched ChatGPT, and here we are today, 3 years later, and we have more than, as of this month, 800 million weekly active users. So everything has changed, and we're really just getting started. And I think it's important to think, why is this moment different? So before ChatGPT, AI was limited just to researchers and to engineers. Now, after ChatGPT, AI is available to everyone, to creators, to marketers, to financiers, to everybody in this room. And people are receptive. In just 3 years, AI has reached almost 40% of adults. For perspective, the internet took 4 years to reach this point. The PC revolution took about 12 years to reach this mark. So why is AI going so fast? First of all, it's everywhere. It's right in our pockets, and it's accessible as a consumer tool. And I think that the pace of innovation itself is just keeping us interested. You've probably heard AI is moving very fast, faster than before. But seriously, this even blows our minds at OpenAI. We used to measure change in a matter of years, then we moved to months, and now the pace is really in a matter of weeks. And very critically for enterprises, for all of you, the models are getting smarter, but at the same time, they're also getting cheaper. So just to put this in perspective, with GPT-5 Nano, we have now cut token costs by 99% in just 2 years. And these cost reductions, they've made it possible for enterprises to actually deploy AI at scale. So, given the pace of innovation, the new levels of intelligence, the cost reductions, companies, understandably, you have very high expectations. 75% of executives believe AI will disrupt their industry. 92% of companies surveyed by McKinsey are investing in AI, yet only 26% have been able to move out of pilot and into production use cases, partly because it's hard to know how to scale. One great example here is Moderna. For those of you who are not familiar, they are best known for creating one of the first COVID-19 vaccines. Moderna gave OpenAI to all of their employees, not just to their data scientists. And they immediately found benefits for individuals in the company. And then they started to build GPTs that benefited the whole team. And for those of you who are not familiar with what a GPT is, they're essentially reusable workflows in ChatGPT, a way to package prompts, context, and data so that everyone in the company can use them consistently. One of the most exciting GPTs that Moderna made was their Dose GPT, which is helping scientists analyze huge clinical data sets safely and accurately. By focusing on AI literacy across teams, our customers are seeing immediate efficiency gains, operational savings, and they turn their companies basically into innovation labs. This is paying off. BCG has said that AI leaders are seeing 1.5 times revenue growth than their peers that are not investing in AI. But to say ChatGPT is the easiest AI tool to adopt probably is a bit meaningless because I work there. So we encourage our customers to run pilots, test ChatGPT against your current solutions. And the results are really incredible. When they run these side-by-side tests, we see a significant difference in preference and adoption when employees are using ChatGPT. And while preference, of course, makes us feel good, these utilization rates, those are the most important because those translate to direct impact. Okay, I've talked a lot about ChatGPT, about scaling, but I want to jump into the tool itself so you can see it for yourself. So one of the metrics we track when we roll out ChatGPT at companies is creativity. Is ChatGPT making you more creative in your role? Oftentimes, 98% of the time, the answer is yes. And I can attest to this. So I had a lot of fun coming up with today's fictional brand and the very critical challenge that this company is looking to address. So let me show it to you here using Sora, our new video app that we just launched last week.
Out here, they're putting in the miles right beside you. Tail wagging, lungs working, paws pushing up every switchback, and back at home, they're still looking to you for what's next. Ever think those happy hikers might need the same sweet, sweet electrolytes?
Fetch Fuel is a UK-based brand, and they've started to see a lot of traction in the market. So much traction that they are considering moving into the German market. I'm very happy to report that the Berlin meetings were a major success, and Fetch Fuel has now made it on the shelves of every major German pet store. But with the help of ChatGPT, Fetch Fuel was able to run market analysis, analyze consumer data, create a first pass at a branding campaign, and plan a trip to Berlin. This is the power of having an AI teammate. It helps teams move faster from question to decision to action. The industry is moving incredibly fast. I work at OpenAI, and I find it hard to keep up. But if you take away anything from today, please remember the following. Small wins can scale value faster. Empower your teams with AI. It can unlock transformational use cases for your business. Secondly, selecting the right AI partner is crucial. An intuitive solution that easily connects your employees with their data is key to drive AI adoption. And finally, first movers will be rewarded. We're already seeing significant advantage for our early adopters, and those who take decisive action now are having that competitive edge. And with that, the only thing to say is thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I really hope we have the opportunity to work together.